Jack London, The Little Lady of the Big House, Part 64. Is that it? A full belly and shelter from the cold till one's body drops apart in the dark moldiness of the grave. But, Terence, you too will die, Dick Forrest retorted. But, oh, my glorious life of laughing, came the instant answer. The hours with the stars and the flowers under the green trees with the whisperings of breezes in the grass. My books, my shingers and their thoughts, beauty, music, all the solaces of all the arts. What? When I fade into the dark, I shall have well lived and received my wage for living. But these 20-acre work animals of two-legged men of yours, daylight till dark, toil and moil, sweat on the shirts, on the backs of them that dries only to crust, meat and bread in their bellies, roofs that don't leak, a brood of youngsters to live after them, to live the same beast lives of toil, to fill their bellies with the same meat and bread, to stretch their backs with the same sweaty shirts, and to go into the dark knowing only meat and bread and mayhap a bit of jam. But somebody must do the work that enables you to love. Mr. Womble spoke up indignantly. "'Tis true, 'tis said 'tis true," Terence replied lugubriously. Then his face beamed. "And I thank the good Lord for it, for the work beasties that drag and drive the ploughs up and down the fields, for the bad-eyed miner beasties that dig the coal and gold, for all the stupid pleasant beasties that keep my hands soft and give power to fine fellows like Dick there, who smiles on me and shares the loot with me and buys the latest books for me and gives me a place at his board that is plenished by the two-legged work beasties and a place at his fire that is builded by the same beasties and a shack and a bed in the jungle under the madrona trees where never work intrudes its monstrous head. Even Graham was slow in getting ready for bed that night. He was unwontedly stirred both by the big house and by little lady who was its mistress. As he sat on the edge of the bed, half undressed and smoked out a pipe, he kept seeing her in memory as he had seen her in the flesh the past 12 hours in her varied moods, and Guises, the woman who had talked music with him and who had expounded music to him to his delight, who had enticed the sages into the discussion and abandoned him to arrange the bridge tables for her guests, who had nestled in the big chair as girlish as the two girls with her, who had, with a hint of steel, quelled her husband's obstreperousness when he had threatened to sing Mountain Lady's song, who unfettered had bestridden the half-drowning stallion in the swimming tank, and who a few hours later had dreamed into the dining room, distinctive in dress and person, to meet her many guests. The big house, with all its worthy marvels and bizarre novelties, competed with the figure of Paula Forrest in filling the content of his imagination. Once again and yet again, many times he saw the slender fingers of Darkhayal waving argument in the air, the black whiskers of Aaron Hancock initiating Bergsonian dogmas, the frayed coat cuffs of Terence McFane ejaculating thanks to God for the two-legged work beasts that enabled him to laugh at Dick Forrest's sport and under Dick Forrest's madrona trees.